Yes. Welcome back to the Vegas Live Real Estate Podcast. My name is Chris Cash.
Kevin Sherbo with GFL Capital Mortgage.
There you are. Happy New Year, my man. How are you?
You too, man. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Amazingness.
What kind of New Year's resolutions you got?
Let's see. Not really resolutions, more like systems.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow pretty much the same things that I did for the 100 Hard challenge that I did.
Right.
Yeah, I'm getting people that are doing the challenge as well. I had a friend text me last night, and he was just like, "I'm gonna go do it. This is day one."
Okay.
So
he's doing all the steps.
We'll see.
Because I mean that was a pretty extensive challenge.
It was pretty extensive. I bet he's doing a variation of it.
Right.
You know.
Because I mean to do all the steps of that.
Yeah.
It was pretty intense.
Yeah, but it made me a better person. I'm a
Right.
better person for it.
Right.
And it got me thinking like I should just do these steps normally.
Right. It doesn't have to be a New Year's resolution. It's just a new life.
Yeah. So I did want to wake up earlier. That's like one of the things that I learned while doing the challenge that really helped me in my day-to-day stuff. So not really.
Does waking up early make you feel like you have like a jump on the rest of society that's sleeping?
Absolutely. 100%.
I've never been a morning person.
Right, yeah. Me neither. No, me neither.
But I'm like wondering, like, what's the benefit? Because people that wake up in the morning, they kind of like have a chip on their shoulder, like, I got up before you.
Yeah, because you're like, I did this, and this.
And your ass is still sleeping.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that.
Right?
Yeah, and it's weird for me because I'm a night person.
Right.
So I was doing the opposite type schedule because I would stay up
Right.
working, and now I gotta kind of flip it just because my life is different now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, what about you? What's your sleep schedule like?
It's rough, bro.
It's rough.
Yeah, it's like, for some reason I just stay up.
Yeah.
And then I get up late.
What are you doing?
Watching TV, screwing around, like no reason not to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't understand what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna miss out. Like you got fear of missing out when you're like going to sleep.
Yeah, but what are you doing? What are you missing? Yeah.
I'm not missing anything. That's the point.
Yeah.
So, what time are you waking up now? Like 4?
No, I'm
6.
It's tough. It's really tough. Like I'm 7 to get the kids ready for school.
All right.
It's just tough because if I flip my schedule to where I wake up at 4 or 5.
Right.
My wife is a nighttime schedule. Like,
right.
So I'm never gonna see her. So
that's true, huh?
Like the last 2 nights, she had worked, so I went to bed early, like 9, and then got up early. But then yesterday, I just told myself, this is the only time we're gonna hang out. So after we put the kids to bed at 9,
right,
we were just hanging out.
Okay. So that's why you're not doing the 4 o'clock in the morning anymore.
It's tough.
Right.
It's tough. But I did. Oh, this is what I'm doing. I'm telling myself when I get up the first time
to get up. See now, okay.
That's the key right there.
That's rough, dude. Because I'm definitely a snooze game player for like an hour.
Yeah. That's the gameplay.
And it's ridiculous.
That's the play right there. Now that I think about it, because I've read so many different people have different schedules. It's not really necessarily like the time period of how much you sleep, but it's that moment when you wake up
to actually get your ass up.
And you can get up. You technically can get up. You're up, but you're like,
I'm gonna go back to bed.
That's what it is right there.
Okay.
So that's I guess
that's the challenge then.
That's the challenge. Yeah.
All right, dude. So this next week then. I'm going to challenge. So I think that's what. So it's not like you said. It's not New Year's resolutions. Mm-hmm. It's just identifying little challenges.
Yeah,
that's what I've been doing. I started it before the end of the year.
Okay.
But just little challenges, little changes.
Yeah.
Challenging yourself to change a little bit.
Yeah.
And see what it's like.
Yeah.
You get into these ruts, man. Everybody does it. They get into these. You call them routines, but some of it is a rut too. Like, is your routine really to hit snooze 5-6 times in the morning?
Right.
Like, that's not positive to your lifestyle.
It's kind of, because when I was hitting the snooze,
right,
I was having massive dreams.
Yeah. Because the rim, right, in and out of the rim.
In my head,
but I don't know if that's good for you. Is that supposed to be good?
I mean, that's what I thought, because I feel like your brain is subconsciously going, like, fixing things in your brain.
Right. We're gonna have to get a sleep person.
That would be dope to get like an
actual
sleep person. Like what if we had like super scientific type people that can break it down
Right?
scientifically.
Yeah,
right?
because we try and like make shit up ourselves as we go.
Yeah.
Just to try it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, sleep, like someone who studies sleep and the sleep, cycles and all that would be
Yeah.
pretty cool to talk to, because
Yes.
I am interested in that too. But what I'm going to do this next week is just kind of see how it feels and just make myself like all the next week, and then I'll report back on the show next week.
You know what I told I told myself this morning, because this morning I did it. The last 2 mornings I didn't do it. This morning I told myself, when I got up that first time, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and live the dream instead of dreaming it. And then I got up. Then I took a cold shower.
No, you've been doing the cold shower shit too?
Not necessarily. It's just
Just that morning.
It really helps me get up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it really helps me get up.
Well, I definitely have always been a morning shower person, because I cannot wake up until that happens.
Oh, okay.
Even if I take one at night,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
sometimes I take two. I just take one at night and one in the morning. But the morning one is more like just to start the day.
Yeah.
Like if I don't take one, I'm going to be a freaking groggy mess all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I've never done the cold thing.
Yeah.
The shock of the. Are you talking about like ice cold or like
Well,
just
I
cool?
just put on cold.
And jump in there?
Jump in there.
Oh, man.
And then I jump in there and I do one of these. Boom. And then after that, I'm ready to go. Like it's like a
Jump start.
jump start.
So you do that, you do the funny run thing,
Yeah.
and then you turn it to hot and have your regular shower.
No. I just do so. But I have a nighttime routine now,
Oh, where's the regular shower?
where I take a nice warm
All right.
regular shower, and then I changed up. I'm gonna do my reading and my writing at night now.
So yeah, exactly what you're talking about, just trying new things.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
think that's my resolution this year. Yeah, I already started, like I said, last couple months of last year, around the holidays and everything. You get some time away from work, and you kind of think about life outside work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then how can you better your mainly it's how do you feel good, man?
Yeah,
I mean, because
that's the main thing.
Because everybody's like, as I got older and as I worked throughout my career, I mean, as you get older, what I noticed is I would never wake up feeling great. You know what I mean?
Because of work?
Yeah. Well, just because of it, just life. I don't know. Like whatever I did, whatever routine that I was working on was not helping me feel good in the morning.
Okay. Yeah.
You feel like crap, and you're like that's probably why I'm hitting snooze and rolling over.
Right.
Like F it, I don't want to do it yet.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus being, I guess having something to look forward to, and the challenges are pretty cool because you're like actively doing something for yourself.
Yeah.
And so, if people are watching the podcast, definitely challenge yourself. Just small little things. Try it out for a week. And see how it changes you.
Yeah, and it's all about trial and error too. You know,
it makes it fun.
Yeah, and then we don't know the right answer. We just know
As
what works.
we said, we don't have the scientists on here.
I just try out different things. I literally go on TikTok and Instagram,
check it out,
and see different things. I'm like, oh, let me try that. That one worked. That one didn't work. That one worked.
A lot of the Instagram stuff is definitely out, it's pretty out there, but it's really a belief system too.
Yeah, absolutely.
The more you believe in it, the more it'll work.
Yeah.
So
but
so right now I'm doing a challenge this next week. You just reminded me to add this into my challenges.
Okay.
Where I'm going to try and do that. Wake up instantly.
Wake up. Okay. I'm gonna do.
I'm
that.
not going to do the cold showers yet. I might do that next week.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. No, you just gotta get up. Yeah.
Yeah, like first time.
Yeah.
No snooze button.
What time do you usually wake up first time?
Well, if I wake up first time, I'll probably be waking up at like 7:30.
Oh. Okay.
Instead of 8:30 with it snooze. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I when I was younger, I definitely snoozed it up. I snoozed it all the way up.
Right.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see if I wake up first alarm.
Yeah.
Call it first alarm wake ups.
Yeah. What's a bigger what's the purpose of that? Just to challenge yourself?
Well, I'm going to see if I think that what I've read, because I do research on this shit too. If you can really dial in your sleep schedule and be really diligent on, I go to sleep at this time, or at least I wind down at this time.
Yeah.
Fall asleep between these times.
Yeah.
Get your 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I know 9 sounds like a lot, but that's actually optimal.
Really? 9?
9. It's
really?
From what I've read it's 90. Your REM sleep cycles are 90 minutes. It's an hour and a half.
Okay.
So you got an hour and a half, 3 hours,
Yeah.
and then you just keep adding.
Oh, okay. So technically.
So 6 is better than 8.
Okay.
And 9 is better than 8. They say 8 because if you try and shoot for 8, typically you're going to have about 30 minutes with you're just laying in bed on both ends, right? You're going to have some snooze time. You're going to have some go to sleep time. You know, so they say 7 to 8 hours because they're thinking you're either going to get 6 or 9.
Yeah. That's very interesting that you say that because when I did my sleeping,
right,
it was like 9 hours, right? Mm-hmm. And then I would have 2 to 3 dreams.
Right.
So I'll do the 3
That's
hours.
three or 4.
I'd have a dream,
right,
and then I kind of like wake up, and then I'd
go back,
and then it'll be another one. That's interesting.
Right. It's the REM sleep cycle.
Yeah.
But if you can do the wake up right on time and really plan out when you go to bed, then you can really dial that in even further.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that when you like go to sleep, and some mornings you wake up around the same time, but you're just groggy all day? Versus some days you're like, why do I have hella extra energy? I'm not doing anything different from yesterday. Yeah. It's because you woke up in the middle of a sleep cycle rather than at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe you got 7 hours instead of 6. Sometimes I'll wake up at 6 hours of sleep, right, and feel really energetic and be like, wow, I could get up right now, like on a weekend, let's say.
Yeah.
I could get up right now. I'm like wide awake instantly, and it feels great. But it's a weekend. I'm going to go back to bed. Then you go back to bed, and you only sleep like an hour more, and then you end up getting up, and then you're groggy all day. It's because you screwed up your sleep schedule or your REM sleep.
All right, so this week you're just gonna get up.
I'm gonna try to do that first time thing. Yep. And I'm gonna shoot for 6.
Yeah, 6.
6 or 9.
I like those numbers too. Like 6
or 9. This is the opportune amount.
I was watching this podcast about the CIA guy. In the CIA, they train sleep schedule.
Right.
Because CIA people have to be
sharp,
optimal. The main thing that makes you optimal is sleep, right? Like not really they don't stress like diet as much. They stress sleep. So
right. I mean, what you see about I want to feel better, I want to be more healthy, I want to do this. It's funny. I was talking to a friend about it. You look that up online, and it's always the same 3 answers.
What? Sleep?
Diet, sleep, and exercise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Literally, that's like, if you do all 3 of those things, you're going to be in a perfect shape.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'm going to start with the sleep next week.
And sunlight, too. Sunlight, fresh air, water.
Right.
Water, yeah.
Let's take a quick break, and then we're going to be having Danny Valasquez on.
Yeah.
Right up after this break.
We are going to have Danny Valasquez. We're going to take a quick break. He has stuff going on, right?
Well, Danny's got a lot of different things to talk about. We have a lot of mortgage updates right now with mortgage rates, and we just had the employment report and how that's going to affect the Fed. Okay. Normally, I bring that to you guys in a summarized version. We're going to let him just go for it.
Yeah, this is the only...
He gets excited about talking about that stuff.
Yeah, usually, this is going to be the only time another mortgage person is going to be on the show.
Right.
Okay.
And he's with GFL Capital, so it's all right. It's not stepping on my toes.
Perfect. All right, we'll be back after this.
All right.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Chris Cash, your go-to Las Vegas realtor, here with something special for all my Vegas fans, real estate enthusiasts, and anyone curious about the Vegas lifestyle.
I'm Alan Turner, the Rhythm Realtor, and together we're the hosts of Vegas Lifestyle Podcast. Each week, we're bringing you inside the Vegas real estate market, top neighborhood profiles, and all the lifestyle tips you won't want to miss.
So if you're thinking about buying your first home here, we got you. Want the scoop on the best neighborhoods? We got that covered.
And we're even spotlighting celebrity homes, health and wellness in the city, interviewing some of the best experts around. Trust us, you don't want to miss this.
So if you're ready to explore Las Vegas beyond the Strip,
hit that follow button and subscribe to the Vegas Life Podcast on all your favorite platforms.
We'll see you on the Vegas Live Podcast.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Vegas Live Podcast. My name is Chris Cash.
Kevin Sherba, GFL Capital.
Special guest in the building.
Danny Valasquez.
There he is.
Yes,
How
sir.
are you, man? This is a long time coming, man.
I know, man. Thank you for having me on, guys. I love it.
We're excited to dive into the world of Danny.
Yes, sir.
What's
Danny's
going
world.
Danny's world.
Oh, everything's going on. It's hot in here.
Before we get into it, I wanted to give you your props and salute to you. You know, I'm an avid social media checker. So and
He
I
said checker.
yeah,
Stepper.
checker, big stepper, straight repper, you know what I mean? And I notice your presence on there.
Thank you.
He's gonna love that.
And it's there.
Right.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
salute to you, man.
Thank you. We're doing it.
Why don't we start right there? I think that's a good place to start. Danny likes talking about how important in our industry, real estate, mortgage, it is to be out there on social media, especially in your market.
Oh yeah, it's huge right now. It just depends. I think social media moving forward for any business has to be part of your business plan.
Right.
If you're not doing posting, you're not going to survive. Unfortunately, I've been in a lot of meetings with Fannie, Freddie, a lot of big organizations, and everybody is talking about social media.
Wow. Okay.
Because the industry's changing.
Yeah.
Right now, how do you get your message out to the masses? And it's literally what you guys are doing right now.
Right.
You guys have your YouTube channel, are on there religiously, sharing your knowledge. You don't know who's watching anymore.
Yeah.
That's one thing that it's
Right.
being real. It's just,
absolutely.
I like
It's having the information out there.
yeah, and most importantly, the right message. Be humble, be everything that you do with integrity, and people will see that. It does take time. You know.
Yeah, we talked about it a little while ago. It's 100 plus videos, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you stick to 100 plus videos, at some point it'll grab.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Is that's the crazy statistic that I found out is that where most podcasts, most Instagram, most everything in terms of what you're trying to get a message across is 100. Is that most podcasts don't survive and do 100 podcasts.
Oh wow.
Which is crazy. Only I think it's like 3 or 5%. I read some weird stat.
Yeah.
And it does make sense because it does take time. It is hard.
Yeah.
Like you
Danny.
come in. Yeah.
You don't have to censor.
Yeah.
We're on a podcast, bro.
This is the Vegas
Yeah,
Live
we're
podcast.
we're not on AM. Danny's used to apt to close
Right.
the radio show.
I understand. I used to be on radio too. He was like,
He said,
yeah.
you can let him fly. I mean, we clean it up a little bit because it is a professional show.
Right.
But, we can be adults too.
Yeah, and that's good to know. But you have to right now with social media. It's huge. I'm seeing the progress now. Kind of like what you just said earlier is that I'm seeing your stuff online, and that's what's happening now. Is that when I go to events, even when I go to the grocery store now, I'm starting to have, hey, you're the
I know
guy.
you.
Yeah, and
I've
I'm
seen
like,
you before. I don't know where.
Yeah, that's exactly what people tell me. Is like I've seen you before, and then I just start talking to them. But the where I've changed it up over everybody else is that no one's talking Spanish.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of course we're in a state that not everybody speaks Spanish, which is great for me. But the message on there is in Spanish. I'm talking about real stuff in Spanish.
Yeah.
Right.
Programs, loans, issues that are going on, wins, all of it. And I've tweaked it to where the demographic, like I specifically focus on first-time home buyer and first-time home buyer realtors.
Okay.
There's a big old puddle of people that want to work there and want to do that, but how do you start?
Right.
Okay.
And who do you start with? Like, perfect example. You've been in the industry, what, like 3-4 years?
Less.
Okay. Perfect. So anytime, I used to be a realtor 5 years ago or whenever I was. And when I was a realtor, my book of business became listings, which is your sphere of influence. And then you have buyers. Typically, most of the buyers that you're going to help are either a friend of a friend, or one of your friends owns a company and his worker needs a buyer because it's his first house. Or, like in my case, I'm always with Greg. I'm always at the casino.
Yeah.
All the workers there, they're just starting. You see me talk to everybody when I'm at the casino. I talk to everybody in the Spanish. And so they start and so I figured it out where it's just, everybody's first-time home buyers here that really need my service and everything and so I just focus on that.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing is that you have to have your niche, and you have to also have a plan of how you're going to plant that seed. Since I got here, what did I say? I'm like a farmer. I've been planting seeds all over this valley since 2019 that I got here.
Right.
And now it just the first 2 years, did people want to talk to me? Hell no. Everybody
Yeah.
was like, "Who's this brown guy that's smiling all the time?" Like it just like something's
Yeah.
up with him. But then the work starts speaking for itself, and our product starts speaking. So eventually, it starts.
Well,
catching
once
up.
one trusts you, right?
Yeah.
And you're in the trust with one, they're going
Yeah.
to tell their friends, family,
Yeah,
coworkers.
You see how people come in and drop me off stuff all the time. People just come in and say
Right.
hi to me. And that's the cool part is that with us coming here, we made a focal point of us becoming a staple. How was I always saying that all the time? We're going to be the staple. We're going to be a good standard. Greg tells us we came here to change the lending standard. We're on the right path right now. It's taken some while, but now the dust is starting to settle. Right now in your industry, word on the street is 70% of realtors did not renew their MLS.
Oh wow, yeah.
So let's do simple math. If there's 18,000 realtors and 70% did not renew, that's about 12,600 realtors
Yeah.
that exited the industry, and you're left with
Right.
5,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a tough business right now in this climate of everything.
And
you know
what
I mean?
makes it tough? That's what I want to know. And then I'll give you what the strategies that we use
Well,
to
I'll
help.
tell you what I think that a lot of realtors might have got out of the business for was that they were part time, and they were buyers agents, and they didn't have to sell themselves because they were paid commission from the listing agent who actually is a professional real estate agent.
Yeah.
And so those
Yeah.
buyers agents that were just there to get their 2 and 3% from someone else's commission
Are gone.
didn't have to sell their buyer. They just drove them around to look at houses. They weren't really serious about putting it in the, like, this is my full-time career.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that left.
You said the big word, career.
Career,
Is that if
yeah.
you're treating this as a part-time
Part-time,
job,
right.
you're not going to survive right now because one, you're not going to do reels. You're not going to be prospecting. You're not going to be planting seeds. You're not going to be doing all the little things, which is
What's required these days?
yes. So if you're not doing that, how are you going to get business? How are you going to people know you? And that's where the shift is on. Even in our industry, word on the street is since 2021, 75% of loan officers did not renew their dues this year.
wow.
So there's a lot of stats that are coming out that are just mind blowing.
With that said, sorry to cut you off, but with you bringing that up, from 2021 to current, just mortgage applications, and I'm talking not just purchase but refinance. You need less realtors and less loan officers. The bottom line is there's less transactions.
Yeah.
There's less home selling. There's less listings. There's less refinance transactions. There's less purchase transactions with mortgage. There's just less business.
Yes and no.
The market from 2021,
Yeah,
you referenced that
yeah.
for the 75%, has dropped about 75%.
Well, you have to remember in 21, rates were at 2-3%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so everybody was like, woo, it's showtime.
Right.
We've been in 2 cycles from the Great Depression to this one.
Right.
And it's very different where we almost crashed during COVID. People don't know that. You remember that. Like banks were closing. How were we running after
Bailout, right?
Yeah. If people knew that within a week,
not even a bailout.
within a week of the COVID pandemic, we were roughly at 4.25 for 12 years prior to COVID. We were between 4.75% on a 30-year fix to 3.25%, depending on what the market did. It was all market driven. But when COVID happened, we went from, let's say, I think we started before COVID at like 3.75. It went to 6% like that.
Oh, wow.
For a week. And then the Fed dropped the interest rates to 0 to rescue the market.
Yeah.
And then we started seeing 3.25, 2.75, and
And during that week or
everybody
even month,
refinanced.
well, that. But the other part, you have to remember how many wholesale lenders, investors did we lose?
Right.
We lost a lot of them. So there was a contrition of investors that couldn't survive anymore because their business model was based on refinances. When refinance came up, everybody started charging, doing all this stuff. And so everybody thought the good times were here forever and ever. We kept on saying, this is not normal. This is not going to last forever.
It's not sustainable.
Yeah, and that's what happened is that we started taking the initiative during that period of time. I'll never forget Butter. He told me, okay, you have 2 options to do right now. Either one, since I was brand new into the industry, do I just focus solely on refinances, or do I pivot and try to go after realtors during that period of time and set the foundation? My pocket at the time, I was like, what do I do? And I chose the second option and just went after realtors, started putting a foundation, started being out there in the public, just really, really hone in on my skills out there in the public. And it took a while. Now I'm starting to see the fruit from that labor back in the day. And I'm not even stopping, because right now I'm even more focused on helping realtors like yourself that are first-time home buyers or investor-driven or relocating driven. All that stuff is what we do. And so that's where our niche has happened. And then the biggest demographic and biggest stat that I always share is that we're walking into 2035. By that year,
he's always about 10 years.
By that year, 7 out of 10 homeowners are going to be Hispanic. 7 out of 10. So if you have a big demographic of my people coming through these doors, let me in, here I am. Why? It's shame on us if our business plan is not implementing how to figure that out.
Right.
And a lot of people, I don't speak Spanish. I'm like, well, you have ChatGPT, you have a translator. Andrew is a perfect example. One of my guys under my team, me and him have discussions all the time. And he speaks no Spanish, but he started using ChatGPT, Google Translate, everything. And he's won over transactions like that.
Oh, wow. That's dope.
And the people, they're like, they think he speaks Spanish. So when they come in, of course, I'll just go in there and I back them up like I do anybody. And I just make it kosher and we're good. But by that time, they're like, wow, this guy took the time to translate everything he's thinking into Spanish, sending me the information in Spanish to help me understand what I'm doing. And that's the additional steps that this current market is going to dictate, is that, are you willing to roll up your sleeves and get to work? Is this your career?
Yeah, and I know that works too in a different context. In high school, I used to learn Spanish to get the Spanish girls. And it worked every single time. It worked every single time.
You like the tóxicas, huh?
I'd be like, tus ojos son como las estrellas. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then
they'd be like, Chris, you're right.
They'd be like, oh, look at this chinito. Just no. I'll be like, I get it. You know what I mean? So it does work, you know? So for the young professionals out there that are struggling, that are just, having a hard time, it's a hard market, what is some advice you could give them to make it through?
The first thing is look at yourself in the mirror and be real with yourself. It starts there. Like, don't fucking lie to yourself.
Yeah.
If you didn't sell a home last year, or if you didn't get a listing last month, or whatever the case is, what did I do and what am I doing to change that? Sometimes it's just about waking up at 9 o'clock and coming to the office.
Yeah.
And making calls. Sometimes it's like talking to everybody. You have to make sure you start with, one of the things I do in my training is I hold weekly training for realtors that are brand new, is I tell them all, tell everybody that you're a realtor.
Yeah.
Starts there. Because typically when you first start, it's your family. But a lot of your family is not going to give you the business because they're like, you're just new.
Exactly.
Like, so
That's
how
true,
do you change that? And the way you change it is you lean on a loan officer or a lender that understands how to help you. Now you start having a conversation. Let's just say that realtor has a lead today, right? Hey, Danny, I got a new client. And I'm like, okay, hey, realtor, I want you to be on the phone when I take this consultation. And the reason I have my realtor stay on the phone with me is for a couple of reasons. There's one, for them to learn basic questions that I ask, but two, to have an understanding of what our client wants. Because when you have taken an application, you get basic information and then you hand them off to us, right? But if you're on the phone with us, like Kevin has you on the phone, and for you to hear what's going on, you're going to pick up something that he said in a way they're like, oh, hold up.
That's how that works?
Yeah, exactly. And you have that aha moment. And all of a sudden now you start feeling a little bit better about the knowledge that you possess. You start telling your family, hey, we just pulled this off. Or you start telling your family, we just did this for this client. Let everybody know.
Now they're like, all right, I'll buy with you.
And that's kind of what happens is that you have to start there. One of the things that I used to do, and I laugh and I still do it, is every 30 days, I'm like, yo, were you real with yourself or not?
I like that.
You know how me and Greg are. and he was very on me. Greg is our owner, my mentor, my coach, like all the above.
The G in GFL
Yeah,
Capital.
fucking Phil Jackson type of shit.
Oh, yeah.
So he knows how to pull. He knows how to motivate you based on everybody's like personality, and that's one thing that I always did. Is that to this day, I always look at myself like, hey, what did I do? Who did I help? You see my KPIs. The KPIs are key performance
Indicators.
Yes, and that tells me I got to do 10 things, 15 things, whatever the case is, to have a successful week, a successful month. Those are some of the things that I share with my realtors. Okay, tell me 5 things you got to do on a daily basis. Like you right now. Give me 5 things you got to do every day to get business.
Post.
What else?
Call or follow up.
2.
Conversations, face-to-face conversations. 3. Smile and say hi.
4. But you see how...
Go to the gym.
Okay, cool. 5. Perfect. So what I would do when you tell me that, all right, cool. Let's start with the first one. Posts. What are your posts about?
Topics on real estate.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. So now you become the expert of topics, of boxing, whatever that case is. That's one stream of how people get to know you, which is a good thing because we want them to know you as a person. Then how do we transition that into your smiles, your follow-up, and all of that into your clients? So what tangible thing are you giving them to keep on spreading what your message is?
Yeah.
Right.
And so
and another, I just snapped into it.
Yeah.
So another thing, I was like, standard answer. Hang
on. All right.
Hold on.
I got you.
Chris Cash answer. All right. So
Snap into it. Go ahead.
he was like, hold on.
So what I've been doing, which is super dope, is I just integrated it into my music. So I got a new mixtape out now. It's called Chris Cash, the Realtor. Right.
Okay.
So now when I talk to people, see them at the gym. I'll be like, yeah, what do you do? Yeah, I make music. Yeah, here, check out my music. I send them. I text them my YouTube link of my mixtape, The Realtor. Right. And then today, even at the gym, he was like, yo, I listened to your music. He goes, you're talking about real estate. Like, that's cool. Like,
well, see, that's different.
Right.
See, that's unique.
Yeah.
Those are the things that you have. That's your
That's
niche.
your niche. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can lean into it and you just keep on doing it, keep on talking. Eventually, it's just going to blow up like Biggie because here, no one's doing it. No one's doing anything. Like, it sucks. I'm saying that. I'm just being real.
No one's doing anything.
Like, it just, you only have, and I'll throw another stat. In this state, you only have 10% of realtors doing more than 20 transactions a year. The reason I know is because I research all of it.
Yeah.
Like, I spend days, hours, like, I'm figuring out, because when I meet you, Chris, I'm going to look you up right then and there.
Yeah,
I'm going to
nice.
see what your production is. I'm going to see what you're doing. I'm going to see your socials. I'm going to see realtor.com.
Yeah.
I'm going to see your Las Vegas Realtor bio. I'm going to make sure that if me and you are going to work, you at least have a foundation.
Yeah.
And then we can't even work until you have those things in line because I'm running. So if I have someone behind me, I got to catch them up.
I feel that, yeah.
And I'm heavy. So if I'm running ahead of you, like, it's just, and that's a true partnership.
Yeah.
That's how I'm able to get more realtors. That's how more people are able to really embrace what I'm telling them, because at the end of the day, when we have that client is our boss.
Yeah.
Whoever that is. I treat them like, the first thing I tell them in a consultation, you're my boss. So what's up?
What up, boss?
Yeah. And they all laugh like that.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I'm good at what I do. I'm actually great. But all these skills that I have, if you don't tell me what your goals are, I can't get there. And if you tell us as a team what you want, we'll get there. And that's literally what happens, is that each one of us knows our role with that client. Because when you go out there to take them the house, if you know all the goals and you know all the basic numbers that they're thinking in their head, my mortgage payment is going to be this much, I need this much in closing costs, the conversation is like this.
Yeah, exactly. Locked in. Yeah.
And that's what you want right now in this current market with the settlement that you were talking about earlier.
Right.
Things have changed.
Yeah.
It's about what the knowledge that you possess, how you're presenting to the client, and most importantly, listening to the client. How many people lose a transaction for not listening?
So,
Cool for me.
yeah.
Like, keep on doing it.
We're going to take a quick break, but before
Okay.
that, I want to ask you one more question.
What's up?
What is your daily routine?
My daily routine is I wake up, I say, thank you, God, for letting me wake up today. I made it. Do a little prayer real quick. And then I start reading right away. Either I read the daily news, CNBC. I see where the market's at, where the yields are at. Then from there, get into the office about 8. I read some more. And when I get to the office, get some coffee for sure. That's the goal right there.
Yeah.
And then just start, my phone starts ringing, man. Like, it just seems like by 8 o'clock, people know that I'm in the office.
Nice.
And people are just ringing. But it does take a while to get there. Before, my routine was very different. I had to go through my list, make sure that all those things were done before.
Yeah.
Now it's just kind of like I talk to my assistant. I'm like, hey, man, what do we have to do, or what do you have to do for me?
Do you need my help?
Yeah, that's literally what I do. I'm like, hey, do you need me today? And he's like, nah. Then at that point, I'm out in the public.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm out either going to a meeting at a local broker, realtor broker, or I'm at an event. I always host a lot of events at LVR for the CE classes. I sponsor a lot of the breakfasts, lunches.
Okay.
And I do that to be in front of realtors.
Oh, nice.
And then if not, then I'll work on a script for a reel.
Okay.
Typically, right now, my new thing for this coming year is to post every day.
Yeah. Dope,
So
dope.
post something that is good. Some of it is music. I love house music. I post a lot of music that people like it.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's like maybe a product that came out, maybe a guideline that came out. Because all these things, no one's doing it in Spanish.
Yeah.
And when we come back from the break, I'm going to I do it every show, but I'm going to let you go ahead and take over market updates, mortgage market updates. Got some important information regarding the employment numbers that came out. And we'll tag team the market
for
update
sure.
regarding interest rates and bond market.
Yep.
Bond market when we
All
get
right,
back.
we'll be
Let's
back.
go, baby.
We'll be back after this.
Thanks.
Are you thinking about moving to Las Vegas? Here's what you need to know, because it's way more than just bright lights and casinos. On the Vegas Live podcast, we are going to break down the best neighborhoods for families, where to find the top-rated schools, and which communities fit your lifestyle, whether you're all about luxury or outdoor living or that high-rise city vibe. We got you covered. We got episodes packed with tips for first-time home buyers, inside info for the Vegas job market, and even a look at some of the coolest celebrity homes around.
Don't just take our word for it. Each week, we give you the full scoop on what makes Vegas an incredible place to live and the info you need to make the move.
So if you're ready to discover the real Vegas beyond the Strip, check out the Vegas Live podcast, available on all streaming platforms. Hit that link in the bio and start exploring.
And we are back to the Vegas Live Real Estate Podcast. My name is Chris Cash.
Kevin Sherba.
Special guest in the building, Danny.
Yes.
My
He
man.
said yes. Yes.
There he is. What did we leave off at?
So we left off with a mortgage market update.
Yes.
Super important. It being Friday, we just had a jobs report. All right, and they've
That didn't sound good.
They know this part of the show, man. Is ever since we started the show, Chris. I mean, I don't think we've had a positive mortgage update. I think maybe last October, 1 week in October of this.
Yeah.
24.
It's
We had a little couple week there where I was like, oh hey, rates are coming down, and the rest of it has been.
So I guess what's the
Negative.
silver lining here, right? What's
He's like, so get to the point, here, man.
what's the silver
rates
lining?
went up.
yeah. Well,
That's. But why did they go up, Danny?
yeah. And what he's talking about is the jobs report. So you have two reports that are heavily dependent on our interest rates or the bond market, which is the jobs report. You have your ADP report that comes out for regular sector jobs like fast food and all that stuff, like part-time jobs.
Right.
That comes out typically on the first Wednesday of the month. And then you have your non-farm payroll jobs, which is people that graduated from college that took it upon themselves to take that additional steps to get more. When that report comes out, they estimate, or the analysts estimate, a certain amount. They've been wrong with the estimations all of last year. Like, they keep on being higher. It's just that's why interest rates keep on going up. Now, the Federal Reserve, a lot of people are how can I say it? I don't say in a mad way, but a lot of people think when the Federal Reserve comes out with the interest rate reduction, they think they correlate directly to the mortgage market. They have nothing to do with us.
I see.
Nothing. All it is that what they're trying to do is they're trying to prolong the jobs to keep on going, which is why they reduce the rate. But what a lot of people don't realize is that they don't make a clean handshake on our end. We're dependent on these jobs. Like if more people that graduate from college get good paying jobs, that means they got more money. That means they're making more money. Kind of like what they always say: if you go to college, you're going to make more money eventually.
Right. So there's a two mandate with the Fed. That has control over the Federal Reserve rate. One of their mandate is stable employment and stable prices.
Yes.
So if we have a situation where we have a large unemployment spike, right, and we have people losing their jobs and all this bad stuff, the Fed can use interest rates to spur employers to spend money, invest in their companies, hire more employees. Anytime you have more money going in the market, you're going to have more economic activity. More economic activity means more jobs are available. Right now, we have a whole lot of jobs without them having to put the gas on the fire. So what the good jobs, or I guess the higher than expected jobs this Friday did to us was tell the Fed that they don't have to lower interest rates.
Yeah.
Right. And if the mortgage market or the bond market is expecting that they're going to lower interest rates at least once in 2025, right, then the bond prices before they had that employment report were better. And today they got worse, which is how it's loosely tied to where mortgage rates trend up.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So if people have jobs, they're not going to lower
rates.
the rates, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Because usually, and then it's kind of connected too, because we've talked about the inflation connection, right? And so if you have more people employed and they have more paychecks coming in, they're going to spend more money in the market, which means higher buyer demand, lower supply, which means prices are going to go up.
Yeah.
So if you have maximum employment, like the Fed wants the market to have, you're going to have higher inflation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's what they are basically monitoring all the time. They're fighting between maximum employment and keeping inflation at their 2% target. And right now we're running at about 2.9% inflation, and we're at maximum employment. So there's nothing they can really do except for keep rates the same, if not maybe even raise them.
Yeah.
And that's the fear right now in the bond market is that maybe 2025 they raise them a quarter, maybe they raise them a half.
I'm on that camp.
When we were thinking they were going to reduce them. So we're at basically rates went up today again,
and rates right now are where they were at in 2023 when they were climbing.
Right.
Right now you're looking at a 30-year loan in the range of like maybe 7.125. In 2023, we're at 7.25, so we're like not even that far off.
Right.
And so that's where it gets creative for us and for relationships with our realtor partners is that we have to, let the client know what's going on. Because if you explain to the client all of this, they're going to be like, okay, I get it. And now if you go out there and show them that house that's worth $400,000, $500,000 and they're paying that 7%, they understand why, because you're going to show them and explain to them something that is going to benefit them for the life of the loan with that investment that they're making in that house. So that's kind of where it's our job collectively to make sure that they're aware of this, because right now I go back to always three things that is my staple: eggs, bacon, and milk. If eggs, bacon, and milk are expensive, you have to assume that mortgage rates are going to be just as expensive. Once they start dropping, everything will start dropping.
It's a good inflation indicator, which, and like I said, it's all connected.
Yeah.
And not directly, right?
But
it means if eggs, bacon, and milk are expensive, that means inflation is up. That means the Fed's likely going to be raising rates or keeping them high versus lowering them, which until trickles down into mortgages and whether they're trending down or up.
Yeah, everybody would laugh at me when I would say that, but then analysts started using the commodities,
eggs,
which
bacon,
is
and milk.
Because really think about it. Do you, in your family, do you guys eat those three things?
No.
Okay, that's
my family's a little different.
yeah. I was gonna
But what
say.
about the rest of your family, like your aunts, uncles, relatives?
Yeah.
It is a staple.
It was a
Out of
common
10
thing.
of them.
Growing up, it was definitely that was it. Yeah.
You need those things.
Yeah.
I don't care what nationality, what culture. At one point or a time, babies need milk. They need milk. They have to make
Everybody
milk.
loves bacon.
Yes.
And who doesn't eat eggs?
Exactly. So it just, you get into that, like a muffin has eggs.
Right.
So it's just, you go into a different element of those three things. But I tell everybody, once those goes down, then expect everything else to go down. If they keep on rising, I'm sorry, we're going to keep on rising.
Right.
And that's kind of where I keep it very simple for them, because for me to explain all of this all the time,
It's a
people are
lot.
like,
I mean,
yeah.
it was a mouthful just getting the
Yeah.
way that it's not directly correlated. There's this, and it trickles down into where mortgage rates
Yeah.
are going, right? But I guess what Chris is probably was wanting to ask you is that how does this? I mean, we keep hearing the same story, right? I keep telling them the same mortgage update, right?
Yeah.
At what point is, what's going to give? I mean, prices continue to go up, homes continue to sell, and the rate continues to stay higher, get higher.
Right.
And the housing payments continue to get higher, right? So, and we still have maximum employment. And at what point, what gives?
It's
I mean,
not.
what's your thought on that?
It's not. Because I think right now with the new administration coming in,
Right.
they're all about spurring.
Economic growth.
So we can't think that it's going to stop. If we think, oh, someone's going to come and slash the rates and all this, that's wishful thinking. You're not looking at yourself in the mirror.
It's not being, realistic.
And it sucks I say that, but right now, all the indicators show that you have money. We live in Vegas.
Yep.
On a weekend, on a weekday, how hot is it out there on the streets?
I guess
It's
I guess you could say that that's an inflation indicator too.
Thank you.
You go to the strip on Saturday and Sunday,
Yeah.
and if it's packed and you can't drive down the strip,
Right.
people have money.
Yeah.
That's what I say all the time, because remember, we live in the entertainment capital of the world.
Right.
Look how much stuff goes on here. At any given time, it can just be cracking. So,
Yeah.
And it's not the locals, because the locals, we're the ones servicing.
Yeah, we doesn't.
Yes, the visitors. We're the ones
Right.
helping them. I have a lot of friends that used to be hosts here in town. One of my good friends forever. He was like the main host for like 20 years here in town. Like everybody would use him. And I would see dudes come in, drop 15, 20, 100, 200 grand on a weekend. And it was great.
Yeah.
We can't do that. But they come in and drop it. So all of that, the casinos, they spread it to the housekeepers, the TC, the electricians. It gets spread out all around. But all of that happens. So once we take a step back, like right now, the entertainment industry down at the clubs, they're not doing that well. It's dead season because it's cold. But once it gets hot,
Yep.
everybody
Popping.
comes in hot. Everybody's popping those bottles. Everybody's popping that champagne. Like everybody's
Pool
posting.
party
like,
time.
Yeah,
Right.
I got to go work out.
Yeah.
That's literally what everybody starts saying. And so all that money comes in and they spend it. When they go back is when the reality hits them. Like, man, I got to get to work.
Yeah.
I need to call Kevin for a refi real
Yeah,
quick.
Man.
So it's just, I don't see it. Like, I wish I was wrong. And you know how I am.
Right.
All of last year, I was like, there's not going to be that many rate cuts.
Yeah, we were. I mean,
People were.
The problem is that you even on the market when you're talking about bond investors and stock investors, it's actually usually stock investors because when rates come down, it's also great for stock market too. Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
The reason why the analysts are always wrong is because they're wishing that the Fed would have to cut. They're wishing for the crash, just like buyers right now are wishing for rates to go down. You're just going to continue to wish. I mean, we've been waiting for the rates to come back down since 2023.
Yeah.
2022.
And they're not.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, it'll get better in 23. Oh yeah, it'll get better in 24. Well, here we are in 25, and it's still at the
Still
same,
the
if not
same.
higher,
Yeah.
with the potential to be even higher than it was in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's you got to get out of your own way with it, right?
So what do you tell the people that are just waiting?
I hope that you had been saving your money,
Yeah.
like while you were waiting,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
what that does is it allows you to be able to buy that rate down.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's what's happening right now is that I'm having a big influx of repeat and first-time home buyers already applying because they're like, well, I waited all year. My rent went up.
Right.
Interest rates didn't come down. So I just got to buy. And
yeah.
we're in Vegas and Nevada, should I say, and the values of homes went up by 5%. We're one of the hottest states in the country where appreciation is still going,
Yeah.
and because we have so much land. Right now, I'm looking out the window right here and look.
Open land, yeah.
Look right here, Uber Deluxe.
Yeah.
Uber Deluxe. There is quite a bit of ledges out there that haven't had a, but those are Uber Deluxe homes though.
Thank
It might
you.
take a while
when
for that
we
mountain to
moved
be
here, the only house that was there was that white one.
right.
Yeah.
So it's hard. I don't really see. I hope I'm wrong,
Right.
but I'm being a realist based on what I'm seeing, based on what my clients tell me to. Because one of the questions I ask all my clients before we even get into talking about numbers, I was like, "How's your job?
Yeah.
Are you working overtime? Are you getting tips? Are you getting additional bonus time? Whatever it is.
Right.
Did you get a raise? If those answers all point to yes, then you're okay, and that means it's spreading around.
Wow, yeah.
All my clients, they're the Hispanic, they're the workers. You see all my people
Yeah.
coming
Right.
in, and they all tell me it's busy.
Yeah. Wow.
I haven't had a client tell me it ain't busy.
Right.
And if it
Right.
ain't busy, they're gonna go find another job.
Yeah.
And so if you got people doing that, it's just there's money out there.
I think that's how I'm gonna screen my friends too. Are you working? Are you working? Okay, you're a worker. You could be my friend. All right, to wrap up the podcast, let's talk about current events. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We're all from California.
Yeah.
What do you think about the fires going on in California?
yeah,
I've seen a lot of things online, a lot of things that people are saying.
It's rough, man. I personally had a couple of my friends lose their homes in the Palisades. There's another fire that's burning right now where I have a lot of family around there that I'm a little bit worried. Some of them are already packing up. They're saying they're gonna like leave their homes, and I'm just like,
Where
God,
are they going?
just-
Like where?
well, other family. Like we have
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just
okay.
and it's hard. And like I feel bad. Right now, one thing I do notice is a lot of countries. You got Mexico, you got Canada. They're coming in to help.
Oh wow.
Like
yeah.
it just it's just right now we're all praying. If you believe in God, you're praying for those people. If you don't, you're praying to whoever you pray. But like my heart goes out to all those people over there, and hopefully the firemen are all safe and they're okay. But it's rough, man.
Yeah, I seen that Las Vegas has sent some
Yeah.
fire.
Yep, we
trucks
sent some
and-
too. Yep.
Yeah, and then even some hotels are offering.
Yeah, discounted rates to come and
discounted
spend. You know, just
Yeah.
well,
Come here and just gamble. I know it's
Yeah,
depressing.
no, but everybody's taking small steps. I see a lot of my friends in LA, a lot of animal shelters. There's a lot of places that can help you, offer assistance. I have personal friends that are loaning their trucks to just move stuff to whoever. It just people are banding, which is what this country is about, is that we help each other in time of need and we celebrate when things are good. But right now we have to pray for
Buckle
everything.
down.
Yeah. We just have to make sure that everything's okay and be mindful of people's feelings and not be an asshole out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Did you have family that was in SoCal, or did they all move out of there?
No, I still have family in SoCal, but not
Not near
in
it.
the LA area.
Okay.
More southern. So they're okay. Everything
Right.
is okay. You know.
I was talking to you, I think it was yesterday, about how sad it is for the people that are being displaced, but also just for Southern California is never going to be the same. Those areas are been decimated.
Those are like historic areas.
Yeah, like we were just talking about that yesterday. There's this restaurant called Moon Shadows in Malibu. Had many great parties there, many great dinners, just a good place. That was one of my first places I took my daughter with.
Right.
And I was in LA for Christmas, and I was like, you know what? I was going to take her. I'm like, you know what? I'll just come back and take her another.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It
And-
ain't
and
there
now
no
it's there,
more.
not
It's
there.
gone. So like I'm even getting
Yeah,
like
no.
Like I was talking about, like the
Yeah,
fact that
it's just-
because I grew up in California, but Northern California, and to imagine like going home and having not just your house gone, but like all of it
Memories,
gone, like
yeah.
your the infrastructure,
Yeah.
the stores, the malls, like it's crazy.
Yeah, it just people just it's a tough situation. Hopefully it gets under control soon, and yeah, it's bad, man. Like it's rough. Kind of like the same thing with the people in Hawaii. Like all these
Right.
fires, all these catastrophes.
Yeah.
Well, it hits
it's-
home for people that are in war-torn
it
countries
just-
too.
Yeah, it's
I
it's
mean-
rough. We just have to be mindful of everyone's feelings and hopefully that we can make a positive impact when they see us with a smile, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Right.
Like little things like that are what people need in these times, and we just have to be good with each other, and that's it.
Right.
Dope. So we were talking about systems that we're gonna do for the new year. His was waking up.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try this. This waking up without a snooze.
Just the first time
Do
you
you
wake
use
up.
a snooze?
Wake up.
You don't use a snooze. How long? has
What
it been?
time are you gonna get here?
It doesn't matter. that has nothing to do with it. The point is that you let me challenge myself, and then
So we need a
I'm gonna
challenge for
do.
you.
I'm gonna do
Yeah.
with the basically waking up on the first alarm
Yeah.
without a
Yeah.
snooze button.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try
Cool.
that out.
Yeah.
I'm
I know you're already doing something,
yeah,
right? So
I'm-
tell.
What's the
I'm-
challenge
sure.
for you? Or,
Shit,
yeah.
my challenge, man, is lose some weight.
Oh, okay.
Like
you need to come holler at me.
Oh,
I'm,
man,
I'm that guy.
I'm already running. I'm already
I'm that
eating.
guy.
Like I'm taking the steps. Like
Yeah.
what was it? Like Christmas when I came back from LA.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do this no
Yeah.
more. Like
Yes, you
I just felt I just felt
can.
fat as. and I just took it upon myself to get back into it. It's been a week. I already lost like 3 pounds around my earlobes. Can you tell?
Yeah. I could definitely tell. Well, I've lost 50 pounds. Like I was an athlete in high school, and then when I moved to Vegas, started making money.
Yeah.
Started partying. So I
Backed on the weight.
I blew up, and then I do videos, right?
Yeah.
One time I was doing a video and there was no way I can edit the video to make it look good. I was like, I'm fat as fuck. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I was in the gym every day and nothing was working, right? Nothing was working because I was like, I'm in the gym every day and nothing is working. The main thing is just diet.
Yeah. That's literally it. It's
Drink
that-
water.
Oh, yeah.
Don't eat.
Yeah.
Get a
Don't
little-
eat.
Don't eat. You'll survive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do cardio.
Yeah.
And
It's
then-
really so.
yeah.
So let me drill down on that because, I'm a believer in that too. Like basically, just you have to tell yourself, no, you're not hungry. You're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So how many meals do you eat a day?
One. I have one. I make dinner. We have dinner, family dinner.
And that's it.
I have snacks during the
What's
day.
the snack though?
Like hard-boiled eggs or like
Okay.
granola or just
So
but
protein
but a
and
lot of
healthy
water.
snack,
But like
right?
I drink a lot of. That's the key. That's
You gotta
really the
flush
water.
it, right?
That's the key. A lot of water. And we got to understand this. Humans, we weren't built to eat 3 meals a day. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about that. In prehistoric times, you got up, you went to hunt or gather or whatever the hell
And
you
you
did
had one meal.
all day, and then you had the one meal. We're not built for that.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I
it
mean?
wasn't until you had big industry selling food. They're like,
Exactly.
here's the food pyramid. You need to eat 3 square meals with like a mountain of this and a mountain of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, so
Eggs, bacon, and milk. You know what I mean?
right.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But-
Any last thing before we get up out of here?
Nope.
Thank you for having me on. And
pleasure.
Like people in LA, if you guys are, my heart goes out to you guys, and
Right.
we're here.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for being on,
That's
Danny.
it.
Thank you.
Vegas Life Podcast. We on out of here.
See you next week.
Peace.